What's up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. Before we get to the main topic of today's video, the topic featured in the title, I want to show you guys some very interesting and unexplained new UFO clips that have been coming to me from all over the world. The first of which is of a couple of really strange photographs that have me scratching my head, and others who were there and who took the photos of just what it was. Sitting silently parked in what some have said looked like a purple cloud in the skies above Boston, Massachusetts. And according to the report here, which was posted to MUFON, the witnesses captured something in the sky they described as a parked UFO. Remarkable how the object emitted 4 lights and was visible in the center of this really strange purple glow on December 4th. Now, the viewer who sent this to me, before we go any further, he said something strange happened on MUFON, where you can look up these cases in the database, and basically there's a portion that you can click on where it gives you a short description. You click on it and it expands and gives you a full summary description that the user who submitted it posted. Well, when they went to click on the full description, they actually saw it, and they went back and checked on a few other pieces of footage in the database, and then when they went back to this specific piece of footage, they clicked the button to expand this short description, and the long summary detailing exactly what had happened was totally gone. As if the people at MUFON went in and intentionally deleted the long-form summary of this. So we really had no other information, and it was really, really strange. And I gotta say, this is not the first time that I've heard that MUFON, which is supposed to be, this open to the public database for anyone who wants to submit their strange UFO story and have it documented in a database, well, that these people are actually part of a front, or that MUFON has been taken over, or it was taken over years ago by people up in the government as a way to give the government your UFO footage and have them put it in a database, and then have the ability to edit things like what you write about what you saw and delete things and add things. And so I don't know, guys. There have been some strange stories about MUFON, but basically he went back, the description about this sighting was gone, but from what he said from memory was that they described it as having been captured near a parking lot. We can see some city buildings in between. They say the UFO was completely silent before it started to move and disappeared from view. He said he had no time to investigate since he had to catch a plane. He says that he had filmed the event and that he has a video and he wants to send to MUFON as well if needed for further investigation. So he very well may have already uploaded video of this, which has also disappeared from MUFON. So this very well could be something that they're trying to cover up. Maybe he didn't upload the video yet, but I don't see why he wouldn't if he was going to upload the photos. But as you guys are seeing, a couple of different shots showing the object. One of the shots, we have some more clouds in the way, so the object is obscured, but still glowing through. I tried to bring out the object a bit more here with some contrast enhancements. And yeah, above Boston. So anyone have any new info about this, post it down below. If you got video, definitely email me. My contact is down below as well. So tell me what you guys think. Now, in other UFO news, here we have a clip of what some have said is yet another one of these mysterious V or vector-shaped objects that oddly enough, for some reason, have been popping up in other pieces of video for the past week or so. So here is that first and new clip. Okay, so this was posted to YouTube with the simple title UFO or Probe, and it was in a different language, which looks like Spanish. And at the time, we as of yet do not have a location for this. But it does look tropical, possibly Brazil, Mexico. There's just too many to say, but what we do have is this strange sort of V-shaped object slowly moving through the sky, and it looks very similar to some other clips that we've featured lately. First of which was that strange object that was caught silently sitting in the middle of a lightning storm. Then we had another clip that we featured in a video early today, taken with some Gen 3 night vision goggles of yet another triangular craft quickly moving through the sky. And a close-up shot. And finally, a still image of the V-shaped object in question from this night vision footage that was seen moving extremely fast, much faster than the passing planes that were moving by in the foreground. So my question is, what's the deal with these V-shaped craft or objects being seen lately? One year I remember seeing them everywhere. A lot of the clouds were found to hold these massive V-shaped imprints in them a year or two back, spanning the globe from California to Mexico to Australia. Massive V-shaped clouds or V-shaped holes in the clouds. It was really strange. It wasn't, some of them looked like they had punched the hole through the cloud. Other ones that looked like the clouds were sitting around the craft, creating the actual shape themselves. So these silent mystery Vs are without a doubt a staple of ufology. The chevron is featured on NASA's very logo. And oddly enough, as I've mentioned before, it's featured on almost every other space logo out there, and for every major space agency and patch. China, Australia, America. There's a list, and I'm showing you the different logos here. All of them, in one form or another, feature the chevron, or the flying V. And to that I say, coincidence? Maybe once or twice, even 3 times, but all of the logos all over the world, it's almost like they have a little secret here that they all know about and that they want to tease us with by putting this chevron in each one of their logos. So, with that, we will continue compiling footage like this. Tell me what you think down below. I'll put the link to this as well. Now, speaking of some strange weather, before we get to the main and last topic of today's video, you'll remember I posted some vids featuring the proliferation of these really strange, almost manufactured clouds, where we have these very long straight lines, right angles, and corners, look like squares or rectangles made with a cookie cutter, it almost looked like. And we would see these things from space even, just perfect straight-edged square clouds. And so here we have some new video of more of these clouds seen from the ground. One shot filmed out of Phoenix, Arizona, and the other in New York.
What the hell?
Alien attack.
Yeah, look.
Alien
Holy
UFO.
shit.
A lot of UFO.
What the hell? Wow.
Alright, this is New York City, and it's so strange, this cloud formation. It looks scary, something's going on with the weather. And it's New York, you don't see things like that here. And it's so weird now, it's happening. See? I don't know, you give your own opinion. I think it's science changed the weather on something. So many stuff in the air. Yeah, everything is so blue and beautiful, but there is those particular area where the whole thing is so strange. So, all right, you come up with your own opinion.
Times they are a-changin', someone said. So lastly today, we have a bit of an update here and some breaking news, some might say, regarding the discovery of that really strange interstellar object. That was all the news, posted a ton of vids about it, where they had discovered, flying through space, this very mysterious and never-before-seen long cigar or needle-shaped object that had made its way into our solar system from interstellar space. So it was not from our neighborhood. It came through, slingshot its way around our sun, and increased its velocity much more than what it would have even gotten from the sun's gravity. So this thing basically sped up by itself, continued on its way back out of our solar system. Many believe, even some scientists at Harvard have said, that there's a very good chance this was some sort of artificial alien probe collecting data, flying from galaxy to galaxy. We'd never seen an asteroid or any other space rock that looked anything like this. And well, since that happened, we now have a new report here where astronomers say that they are now tracking 4 more potential interstellar objects just like Oumuamua that are now in our solar system. And I'll post a link to this article down below, but in a nutshell, using detailed computer models of asteroidal type objects between the Sun and Jupiter, 2 Harvard University researchers have found that at least 4 known objects in our neighborhood are likely to have origins from outside of our neighborhood and solar system. So 4 more interstellar mystery objects, just like the mystery velocity-changing cigar. And they're alleging that these objects had basically somehow or another became gravitationally trapped within our solar system, or they're parked there, and are thought to spend most of their time between the orbits of Jupiter and Neptune, so they're far out there. However, during their closest approaches to the Sun, they do pass through Earth's neighborhood, they're saying. And so in this paper submitted to the monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society, Harvard co-authors compared the orbital characteristics of these 2 other objects in the solar system and have come to the theory or conclusion where they've said, quote, "We find that there should be hundreds of Oumuamua-sized interstellar objects identifiable by Centaur-like orbits." And again, remember, Oumuamua was the name given to the mystery cigar, blasting through our solar system and speeding up by itself, also with a very high metal content within it, like nothing we'd ever seen before. Very well could have been a metallic artificial ship. And we have Harvard scientists actually admitting this in the paper that they published. So now they're saying that there could be hundreds of other cigar-shaped interstellar craft in our solar system near Jupiter and Neptune. And that's almost too perfect of a coincidence, because if you guys have ever heard of The Ringmakers of Saturn, which is a book that came out some time ago, well, let's just say that in UFO research circles, the proliferation of specifically cigar-shaped objects near planet Saturn and Jupiter is just a typical thing, you know? It's been documented through various photographs taken during the Voyager and the Cassini probe missions, where these massive, and we're talking in some cases hundreds of miles in length, cigar-shaped objects have been spotted hovering near the rings of Saturn. Some would say even making or creating some of the rings around Saturn. They've been spotted around Jupiter as well, these massive cigar-shaped unknown objects. and now we have these scientists theorizing that there should now be hundreds of these cigar-shaped interstellar objects out there, proliferating, oddly enough, out near Jupiter and Neptune and Saturn. So could this just be more validation of what we already know and what other researchers years ago have pointed out through the research and the analysis of these Voyager images? And does it have a link to all of the strange cigar-shaped UFOs we see around Earth in our skies? I mean, it's certainly like the saucer or like the V-shaped UFO. The cigar is up there in the list with the most seen UFO shape. So, very interesting news, guys. I'll put the link to the Forbes article down below. They think that they can track at least 4 more of these objects that look very similar to this long cigar-shaped Oumuamua that's already headed back out. How did these things get here? We know they're not from our neighborhood. Why are they proliferating out at Saturn and Jupiter? How did they change speeds all by themselves? Why do they have extremely high metal contents? And will the space agencies ever give us a clear answer on this topic? Well, don't hold your breath, guys, but we will do our best here on the channel to siphon through the disinfo. So with that, you guys tell me what you think down below. As always, thank you for stopping by. It means the world. Stay tuned, subscribe, and I will see you all back in just a bit.